Stupid Garbage Podcast.
Oh, I like that.
Little warthog. Oh.
I hope that got captured.
I'll take it from the top.
Hello.
Hi guys, whoever might be listening. What's up? Jess and Rob coming to you from the top of the world. What do you have to talk about today?
We just watched Tiger King.
We just watched
I'd love to talk about that.
Where Are They Now? Catch-up docuseries, episode 8 of Tiger King, also on Netflix.
They all seemed so much calmer doing this. Like, they were all just, like, very chilled out.
Yeah.
Which was reassuring to see them not losing their minds and stuff. But, Oh, God, what do I have to... I mean, I don't know if anything was really established other than the fact that they're all receiving fame.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, full disclosure, you don't see Carol Baskin or Doc Antle or Joe Exotic.
Weird, why don't you see Carol?
Well, Joe Exotic is in jail, and Carol and Doc probably wanted to have nothing to do with this. I would guess. I mean, those guys are seemingly very wealthy and did not like the way that they were portrayed in this documentary, so they don't need to or want to have anything else to do with it. Would be my guess, but yeah. So we watched that. It's,
I loved all the characters that they
Tiger
featured,
King.
though. Like, I have to say, like, I think every single person that they interviewed was someone that I had been rooting for. I mean, the campaign guy was... I could take or leave him, to be honest.
What about Jeffeffa and his wife and his hot nanny?
I mean, Jeff and his wife...
That they talked about and
they
referred to as the hot nanny.
They kind of glossed over all of his wrongdoings and stuff, and he still owns the park, so I'm still not... Like, I don't know about the way he was running the zoo at all, to be honest. So I don't know if he's corrupt and terrible, too.
Yeah.
So I can't really comment on that, but everyone else...
Go ahead anyway.
No, I mean, I really don't know. I thought his wife seemed like a really cool dude.
Make up an opinion, then.
He's fine.
I think he was...
Although, he did abuse the tigers by putting them in suitcases and stuff, so, like, I also low-key hate him.
I'll go a bit off the beaten path. I think that he was working with Al-Qaeda.
Okay.
Right before 9/11. That's my...
Long con.
That's... Yeah. This whole thing was just all for the cats. No, but, yeah, you hear from, him and his wife, Saf. You hear from Rick Kirkman. You hear from people who worked at the zoo. It's pretty good. It's pretty interesting.
His ex-husband, my favorite.
Right.
Love.
His surviving ex-husband. Sure.
I don't know his name. God damn it. The guy who had no teeth.
Close to that, but now has teeth.
Yeah, I mean, his interview was extremely boring, I have to say.
Wow. You had to say
I
that?
waited for it the whole time. He just, like, he very much does not take shit from anyone. Like, every single time Joel McHale was, like, prodding him, he'd be like, don't think so. Nope, not gonna comment on that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, he just shut him down immediately. Oh. Which I respect, because he's like, I'm not taking any of your bullshit, but... Excuse me.
Okay,
I'm not taking any of your bullshit, but also, it didn't make good entertainment. So I thought his was actually one of the more boring ones. And he also, like, he has a wife that he's happy with, and, like, his life seems to be good, which, again, is amazing, and I respect him for it, but also it does not make for
Show me someone whose life is falling apart.
Exactly.
Show me someone who's sucking Joe Exotic's dick because they're addicted to meth.
Yeah, I mean...
Or get off the TV.
The blonde guy, that was, I think, the first one that was interviewed. I loved him the whole time, and he... Again, like I said, I had a huge problem with when they, like, got him really emotional and almost, it seemed drunk or something, but, like, they got him...
he was drunk.
Okay, they got him drunk and emotional and put him on a bed and had him, like, rolling around crying about how he led the tigers to their death or whatever. Like, I thought that was really shitty.
In the last episode of the...
Original
documentary.
That was the worst thing I'd ever... Like, again, like, they brought up in this documentary, like, filming that guy in the bathtub. They thought that was weird, and they were like, why did that happen? But, like, what they did to the blonde dude was just not right. I hated that. It was so cringy. And in this one, again, he was a lot more level-headed, and he talked about the same thing that he talked about on the bed, but in a much more respectful way. Or, like, he was portrayed in a much more respectful way, so I liked that. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that Joe just killed perfectly healthy tigers for what?
Yeah, make more space for what? Other tigers?
Exactly, like they were saying, like, oh, he needed the space, but for what?
Yeah, I didn't understand it either.
It was weird. And they talk about more stories about animal abuse, which isn't super cool. So that makes me sad. And I'm not really... Like, I like Tiger King and I watched it and stuff, but I'm not really, like, following up on what's happening about it.
Yeah.
And the result of everyone watching it, but I don't know. I would like to see... I would love to see exotic pet ownership being made illegal. Although I feel like a lot of it already is legal. Like, I'm pretty sure...
Yeah, a lot of it, like, the selling of the cubs, apparently.
But obviously people are still doing it on the black market or whatever, but I feel like it should be cracked down, like... But I don't know, like, if you are a corporation and you're like, oh, I'm a private zoo, that should be legal because it's a business. And if you eliminate all the private zoos, you're just going to have a monopoly of all the... Like, isn't that, like, a very anti-American to not allow small businesses?
I mean, I guess, but you could say that about people who are dealing drugs or illegally selling firearms. There needs to be some sort of oversight for some of these things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it should be made illegal, but it already is. So what do we do about it is more the issue.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's a good question, you know?
And again, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's not illegal to own a zoo is what I'm saying. Like, drugs are still illegal no matter what. What are you doing?
I'm looking something up, but you apparently are not letting me do it, so...
Well, I was trying to... I'm talking and you're not paying attention.
I am paying attention, and I have been responding to you, so I'm clearly paying attention, but...
Anyway, those are my thoughts. Do you have any other thoughts?
About the documentary?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Okay.
No. We can move on.
Soda time,
says Jess.
Don't touch me.
Okay, so, yeah, we, Happy Easters.
Oh, it's Easter Sunday.
No longer Easter.
Easter was canceled.
And if you're listening to this, it's probably May by now, but, or God knows when, but, yeah, today was Easter. Didn't really do much.
We talked to your family.
Wouldn't have done much anyway, but yeah, talked to some of my family.
Nice.
Yeah. That was a good talk, good time.
And you talked to your brother on top of talking to your family.
Yeah, talked to my brother afterwards. Greg talked about a game that he had called City Skyline, video game, wherein you make a city skyline. Seems to be the entire goal of it. It was a good time.
It's very monotonous, is what he said.
Yeah, it sounds monotonous, so I believe his assessment. But
I have a lot of questions about it, but you know.
Well, let's hear him. Maybe we can ask him.
Well, I would be very curious as to whether or not you're trying to emulate a real city, where it's like, oh, we're gonna rebuild New York City skyline, or if it's like, oh, create your own skyline. Like, what the fuck is the point of this game? And also, so what do you mean it's a skyline? Like, are you working with blocks and shapes, or is it like 3D? Like, what the fuck is this thing? Because a skyline, I feel like by definition is kind of like a flat.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it was, but
like, how detailed could this game possibly? And they're usually silhouette. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, I don't know.
Like, how thick are we talking about, too? Is it, like, one flat thing? Is it two layers? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I remember a
lot of questions.
He likes to play video games that are usually not city skylines. He plays basketball, football video games. I remember he made in Madden or whatever football game, if I'm not allowed to say. He took a team, I think the Patriots, and he made them all, because we're from Massachusetts, he made them all as big and as heavy and as everything fast and strong and whatever as he could make them, every single player. Like, even Tom Brady was 7'6" and 400 pounds. And then he made, I don't know why he did it this way, but for the Colts, I think was the team, he picked Peyton Manning, and he made him as little as he could make him. He was like 5'3" and 120 pounds or whatever. And he turned all the sliders down. And then instead of doing that with every other player, he just somehow cloned Peyton Manning and replaced every player at every position with Peyton Manning. And then he would play with the Patriots against the Colts. I would walk in and he would be playing that game and playing with those teams like once a week, and he would win obviously every single game. He'd win like 130-0. I'm like, Greg, is this still fun? He's like, yeah, no, it's a really good time. He was like 12, maybe younger. He might have been like 10, I don't know. He's like, yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun. So
your brother's so weird.
He was a weird. He used to play Grand Theft Auto. It would really, really annoy me because we would take turns playing Grand Theft Auto, wherein one of us would die and we'd give the controller to the other one. So I would go and I would, as people do when they play Grand Theft Auto, they live vicariously and do what everyone always wants to do, and you go and shoot a prostitute. Living the American dream.
Yikes.
So, but I would go out and, I would shoot people and I would hijack an airplane and, play Grand Theft Auto. And I would die after, say, 10 minutes, I don't know. And then Greg would take the game and he would usually take a parked car so the police wouldn't even try to catch him. And he would just drive around and play it as though it were a driving game. And he even, I think in the later Grand Theft Autos, like if you wait a second after you get in a car or if you wait a second after you get on a motorcycle, the person you're playing as will put on a motorcycle helmet. Like if you wait instead of just taking off right away, they'll take a second and put on a motorcycle helmet, which means if you get flung off the motorcycle, say, it won't be as likely to kill you.
Sure.
So so he would wait until the guy would like put on his seatbelt, and then he would start driving around. So it's not like
it's so cute.
It's not cute because he didn't do it from a safety perspective. He did it so that even if he crashed the car, because sometimes in Grand Theft Auto,
he just didn't want to die.
If you're driving really fast in Grand Theft Auto and you crash into a telephone pole, which would happen because he's not very good at driving at 180 miles an hour on surface roads, you would be flung out the front window and your face would scrape on the pavement and you would die. We've all seen the movies. So Greg would make his guy put on the seatbelt so that even if he crashed the car, he still wouldn't die.
So how is that not from a safety standpoint?
It's not like from a Greg safety standpoint.
Yeah, but it's from a safety standpoint.
But he would.
He didn't want to die.
No, it's because he didn't want me to have a turn. I would play for 10 minutes and then I would die and give him the control, and then he would play for an hour and a half and I would leave the room.
Well, it's like
I would go take a nap and I would come back downstairs and he'd still be playing on the same life.
I have to say, I respect my brother so much more now because, when we were kids, I would just say, Michael, I'm going to play your video games now. We would get Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter and whatever, and we would play them, and I was like, Michael, by the way, what?
Isn't it,
Jak and Daxter?
Isn't it, no, it's, Judge Judy? No, what am I thinking of? Dexter's Laboratory? What's happening?
I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
It's not Dak, it's Dak and Zeke. No, what?
Jak and
Daxter?
Is it not Jak and Daxter? Dak and Jackster?
No, it's Jim Beam Fred. What?
Anyway, corrections corner. Rob, you think about that in silence while I talk. Ratchet and Clank was one of my favorite ones. This little robot, he was so cute.
Yeah, Clank.
Anyway, so yeah, we would play, and I when we played Jak and Daxter, I'm pretty sure that's it. I would collect all of the animals. I'd round them up. There were little horse monsters that you could ride. I would collect them
Zack
all.
and Wheezy, thank you. Dragon Tales. That was Greg's favorite show.
I would collect them, and I literally would pull out a pen and paper, and I would name each animal that we collected, and there was 60. And my brother would just sit there patiently, and he would wait for me to name all the animals. And then, you walk out of the room, and you come back into the room, and they're all gone because it's a glitch. You're not supposed to be able to collect the animals.
It's not a glitch. It's the design of the game.
Sure, but I'm saying, it's you're not supposed to be able to collect all the animals like that. So, the next, in a few minutes, they'd be gone. So my poor sweet brother.
If I took you to a casino, could you count the cards?
No.
We could win $80,000 in one night?
If you give me, 3 hours, I could, and a
count
notepad.
One hand?
Yeah, I could count a
No,
deck.
counting... No, counting cards means as the cards are being shuffled, you see the bottom card and you keep track of it that way.
Oh, no, I have no memory, and you know that.
No, I know. I'm in very, very, very heavily intimating that you are autistic. That you have autism. That you're on the spectrum. Jessica, hello?
You said that about me a bunch of times today. Oh, because I told you I had a favorite Transformer. You were you clearly have autism.
It's an interesting manifestation.
Whatever.
What did you say? Bumblebee.
No, I said Bumblebee's an idiot.
Okay, so you have a hierarchy of... You're definitely autistic. You're definitely not neurotypical.
Anyway, rude.
What were you saying about Jeff and Judy?
No, I was just saying, my brother let me count the animals, and he would sit there patiently and let me do that for an hour and a half, too. Although he also, I would just say, hey, Mike, I know whatever, I'm going to play Spyro now, and you get to sit and watch, and then when the game gets too hard, then you can take over. And that would just be how we played games.
So we've done this about 5 or 6 times. Do you know Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah.
What type of animal is he? And
he's Australian.
Yep. Very good. We've done this. This is the sort of thing that I'm shocked.
Once a year you ask me.
Yeah. Probably once a year. Probably about that. I'm shocked that once you learn it, you don't immediately know it forever. You're going to feel pretty damn stupid in 10 seconds. You don't know it.
Is he like a hedgehog?
Jessica, he's
Wait!
not... Either you know it right away...
He's not an armadillo.
You know it right away or you don't know it at all. You don't know
No, I might know it.
You don't know it. I'm going to tell you why.
Kangaroo.
I'm going to tell you why I know you don't know it. Crash Bandicoot is a bandicoot.
God damn it! That's not an animal.
It is an animal. Look it up, dear reader.
What the fuck?
It's a fox-looking dog, I think, endemic to Australia. So I always ask you and you always go, wait a minute, hold on. I'm going to get it.
Wait,
you're not going to get it. Either
on.
you remember that's his name or you don't.
I need my book of mammals right now. Excuse me.
Okay, you go get... Jessica has a book of mammals on the floor about 5 feet from us that she's standing up to go get and
See, you say
retrieved it, bringing it back.
You don't need to do this. Our
What, Jessica?
our
we can't have
apartment
dead air.
is so messy.
Yep.
But I know where everything is.
You know what that is, where that is,
Okay.
because it's on the floor in the middle of the room.
Oh my god, I signed it like 4 times.
Oh my god.
My brother and I, speaking of weird random childhood memories, my mom got us
find it.
a book of...
I'll find it a lot faster.
Well, can you count the pages? My mom got us... Just tell
Count.
me how many pages there are.
Oh, in the whole book?
Jesus. 300
2,
something?
310 or something?
So basically, my mom got us a book that's
what
like...
autism thing is this?
Can you stop with the autism thing? My god.
You stop with the autism thing.
Anyway, my mom got us a book of about 300 pages.
You earmarked a page in the index. What good is this?
So anyway,
you earmarked like 7
you stop
letters.
interrupting me?
Yeah, go
We
ahead.
keep-
You're
you
right.
keep
You're
yelling
right.
at me
You're
for
right.
that.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, she bought us a book of about like 310.
The day I let a retard talk to me like that.
No, literally,
Go ahead.
you yell at me when I interrupt your stories, and you do it all the time.
Go ahead.
Stop it.
You're right.
So she bought us a fucking book of 310 pages of mammals, and my brother and I, when we used to have sleepovers, I would have a sleeping bag on his floor, and I would say like, okay, Michael, pick a number between 1 and 300, and he would pick it, and I'd open up the book, and we would read it, and that was like a cute... Again, another thing that Michael, I'm sure, absolutely hated about our childhood, and he just like let me... my brother was such a sweet, patient boy, and
Yeah, what a terrible life you subject him to. The Bandicoot is not in this book.
Then it doesn't exist.
It does exist. It's not in this book.
Corrections corner, bandicoots don't exist.
No. Bandicoots do exist.
Nope.
Uncorrect that corner, Jessica. Go stand in the middle of the room where you belong.
Didn't you have a bunch of correction corners to do?
I did them last episode.
Oh shit. I wasn't...
Listening, you never do. Oh, it doesn't look like a fox at all. It looks more like a rat.
Ew. That looks like Crash Bandicoot though. That's
Yeah.
disgusting. He's gross. He does feel more dog-like.
I always got maybe
Ew,
it's the
it's the
smile
teeth.
or the giant eyes. I think it's the eyebrows too. He always gave me like a date rapey vibe. Like that's the dude at the party who's
Yeah, it's
watching
the
you
eye-
from the edge of the room because
He's
he put a
definitely-
roofie in your beer.
He's definitely... Yeah, he's creepy and also broy. He's like that...
Yeah, he never wears
date
a
rape is a
shirt.
good...
But he's got sneakers on and jeans that he's rolled up to turn into capris.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot. You heard it here first, folks. Crash Bandicoot. I think he's gonna get Me Too'd real soon.
I wonder where... what kind of an animal it is.
Presumably a rodent. I could have just looked it up right then when I had it.
We don't need to waste more time doing this.
Well, what else are we doing? You're thumbing through the book.
I am insectivore. Do you think Peaches is in here?
In the Book of Mammals?
Shit,
Do I think
you're
your
right.
lizard
You're
is in the
right,
big
you're
Book of
right,
Mammals?
you're right,
Didn't you
you're
ask me if lizards were birds?
No.
Yeah, you did, like 6 months ago.
I definitely
You asked
would
me if
not-
like reptiles were. You did. You asked me if reptiles were birds.
That sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
I
it was.
definitely
It
didn't
was
ask
really
that.
stupid. You did.
There's
You
no
100%
way in hell.
did. You did.
Okay, good job. Enough.
A group of about 20 species of small to large sized. Okay, it seems like quite a range. Terrestrial marsupial. That makes sense.
I
'cause they're
thought so.
all
I was looking in the
Australia.
marsupials.
Omnivores in the order Paramelamorphia.
I think a lot of Australian animals seem to be.
Paramelamorphia.
Marsupial.
What? Marsupial, yeah. Seems like a lot of the world's marsupials are in the South Pacific.
I get. Yeah, where look, everything adds up.
He is an eastern.
Tree kangaroo, like in the zoo.
Yeah, he is specifically an eastern barred barracoot.
Okay,
Bandicoot.
you guys, I miss the fucking
Excuse
Bronx Zoo so much. I can't even begin to tell you about it.
Oh,
So I will.
oh, this is interesting. Go ahead.
Sure. I have nothing
Okay.
to say. I'm just sad.
The character Crash Bandicoot is a mutant eastern barred bandicoot. So he is.
Sorry, what's mutant about him specifically?
Look at him.
No, but
He's got
what are-
human teeth.
What are they acknowledging?
Okay,
is-
that would be
is
like saying
mutant?
that'd be like saying like I don't know, they've got shells and they're green. What's mutant about the Ninja Turtles?
They're extra large and human.
They're giant. They talk.
Yeah. My brains.
They fight. Yeah. Yep.
Unlike
Unlike
normal
turtles. Yeah.
They
Oh,
have
you
brains.
did want to say something about turtles, did you not?
No.
Jessica, I went on a walk
No.
earlier. You did.
I
Jessica,
didn't want to say a thing.
you did want to. You said it. Jessica went Jessica and I
wanted to have a private conversation with my boyfriend.
This duo, well, too bad. You've opened this can of worms up, no such thing. This dynamic duo, the Wonder Twins over here, went on a walk, and Jessica, as we almost got home, told me that she discovered something, probably through playing Zoo Tycoon and watching animals have sex.
The animals don't have sex in Zoo Tycoon.
I know.
I didn't look it up. I was scrolling through Instagram.
You felt a hole in your heart because you were missing watching that good animal sex from Tiger Park,
Wildlife Park. My God. I own a reptile.
Yep.
So I follow a lot of reptile accounts on Instagram. I was scrolling through my home fucking page, and there was a turtle.
Are they amphibians?
Turtles?
Are they? Like a sea turtle?
It wasn't a sea turtle.
Is it just aquatic reptile?
I would argue turtles are not amphibious.
Well, they're amphibious. I don't know if they're classified as amphibians.
Yeah, I mean, they are. Also, I don't think sea turtles really can be on land for much time.
They give birth on land.
No, they give birth and they go right back in. Like, they don't really ever...
They are reptiles.
I thought so.
Oh, you can meet a life-size sea turtle up close.
Sorry?
That's what it says on my phone when you Google sea turtle.
Oh, but it's like a 3D rendering. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
They can just take a 3D picture, right? Like, you can do that now. That's a thing.
Maybe I get to meet him. Oh, hello.
Oh, he's in the room.
He's in the room.
All right, anyway. So I was scrolling and I saw a video of a turtle laying eggs. It was a land-dwelling turtle, too. It was laying eggs on land. And, I don't know, this guy, like, really just zoomed in on the eggs being laid, and they were...
What did you see, Jess?
I saw the turtle vagina, like, after the egg had popped out, you saw the turtle vagina.
Hot.
It looked incredibly like a human vagina, and it was horrific.
But like, you like human vagina.
The turtle vagina... I know, and I got confused. And... Again, I want to clear something up because Rob has mentioned that I'm a furry. He's mentioned that I'm attracted to animals. He mentioned that I like watching animals fuck. None of that is true.
But, except...
Like, I love Peaches, and he's a male lizard, and I've never once thought, ooh, my lizard. Like, he's an animal. Sure. I don't sexualize... Like, I've had dogs in the past. Like, I don't sexualize animals in any capacity.
You've had dogs, like, biblically?
Stop it.
Okay.
I have... I'm not... It's fine.
I don't have to go into the details.
No, I'm not even going to reword
messy.
that. Like, I'm allowed to say I owned a dog.
Sure.
Or had a dog.
Put him on a leash and all that.
Stop it.
You're right.
Put you on a leash.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so... Yeah. I don't want to fuck animals. I've never thought about it. I've never done it.
Sounds like what an animal fucker would say. But anyway, you're right.
God.
You don't have sex with your lizard.
Yes.
What about the turtle vagina, though? It looked like a human vagina?
It looked like a human vagina, and I was like, wowie. Although, it looked like a human vagina for, like, maybe, like, half a second, and then it, like, sucked it back up. And I was like, okay, it now looks like a reptile vagina.
This has turned into something I don't want to participate in.
You were the one that said we need to save this for the podcast.
I know.
You brought it up.
I didn't know it was going to happen. You said, hey, I saw a turtle vagina look like a human vagina. And I said, stop right there. The rest of this needs to be on our radio show.
Well, that's basically it. I saw it and I went, wow, that's surprisingly human-like. Good God. Because again, like, Peaches...
Good God, I've been missing out all this time.
I've never seen Peaches' penis, but I would imagine it...
have.
You haven't?
I have.
Really?
Yep.
How?
You was peeing and I just saw it plops out. It looks like a very, very
tiny... It's a hole.
It's not a hole. It's a dick.
He has a penis?
He has a penis. It's white. It's like white, not like a human white. It's white like a piece of paper.
Oh.
It's teeny tiny. It's like the size of one of his toes.
What a baby! That's so sweet.
It was not sweet.
I love Peaches. I've only ever seen him poop, so like it just looks like a gaping butthole. That's all I've ever seen from Peaches.
This has turned into some hellish nightmare.
So
this is my life.
Really. But Peaches' penis didn't look like a human penis, right?
No, it did. It very much did.
I guess all dicks kind of look. Oh my God, do all vaginas look the same? Oh, I mean, I've seen.
If I have to say one more time that this is going down a road I'm not comfortable going down, I'm going to get up and I'm going to leave the room and I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to walk out. I'm going to walk until I'm going to walk until I get to the train station. Then I'm going to lie down on the tracks.
Okay. So anyway, what else we got?
I thought we could play...
Do you want to tell them about your... I want to say his name, but I'm going to botch it.
Good. Say something, please.
Bakr. Bakr. Abu Bakr.
Cardi B, yeah.
Your guy, and then the
Abu Bakr II.
Okay, I was close. Abu Bakr.
I think.
Robert has continued to do research on it. I wanted to ask, so your opinion.
Yeah.
On, because we were just speculating, so I wanted to just get a firm answer on what your opinion is.
Got a firm answer for you right here. What my opinion is on
If it's not an animal answer, I don't care about it.
Do you see how maybe this is confusing? How you're sending mixed signals about saying you don't fuck animals?
I'm joking. I still anyway. They should know. They really should know
that the person they're listening to is a sick freak.
No,
I agree.
Well, I'm a sick freak, but not because I fuck animals.
That doesn't make you a sick freak. Where's the bar?
I'm a sick freak who also doesn't fuck animals.
All right, kind of boring. But anyway, you were saying, what do you want?
I want to know your opinion. What do you want? What do you think happened to
Abu Bakr? Hard to say. I've been doing a lot of research today. Emailing some people.
So fucking funny.
Reading some articles about the use of the canoe in West Africa. My opinion is that it's probable, maybe like 60%, 70%, that Mansa Musa's account was true and correct, and that Abu Bakr, Mansa Musa, ascended to the throne of the Mali Empire Kingdom, whatever it is called. I've seen both. Because Abu Bakr set off into the fucking Atlantic Ocean. I think there's a possibility that didn't happen. That Mansa Musa, just killed him and buried him in a field somewhere. I think.
So is that your final answer?
No. I think I said this last episode too. He might have just killed him and have been made up this bullshit and tried to silence the griots, but griot might be plural. I don't know. But anyway, I think that's a possibility. But I think in all likelihood, Mansa Musa was telling the truth. Abu Bakr disappeared into the ocean, and I'll give it, I don't know, 99.9% chance that he took these, and some of these canoes, I thought, because he disappears with 2,000 or maybe 3,000 ships, according to whatever translation you believe.
I hope that is true.
He goes into the ocean. He sends 200, and then one comes back and says, we had to turn around. Everyone else died in the ocean and got pulled out to sea. And so then he sends out 2,000 or 3,000. And I thought, when Mansa Musa, 25 years later, or whatever it was, had the Mali Empire at its peak, its army was of 100,000. So there's no way that Abu Bakr took 2,000 ships and had 200 men on each ship. There's no way he had almost 500,000 men on these ships. So I figured he probably had 200 ships and had these canoes rowing out into the ocean, basically these dugouts, and each one might have had 6 guys on it. And of course they disappear into the ocean. Reading more about it, and I actually found a couple pictures. I downloaded an article because there was a picture.
Can I see them later?
Sure. There are these
links in the description, guys.
No, because they're behind paywalls. So
figure it out yourself, guys.
Yeah, I can put something in the description of what you can Google search to see these boats. They're big war canoes with
Wait,
little.
Did you pay to see them?
You can Google. Yeah, I paid to get the article, but you can just see the image of them.
Oh, you're really...
I didn't pay because I had a login. But,
okay.
They're behind a paywall if you don't have the specific academic journal access.
This is getting really serious.
No, I didn't pay for it. If I had to pay for it, I would have just said well, this is a picture. That's all I need. So, okay. But yeah, they're these big war canoes, and they have superstructure houses on them, and they fit 50 or 60 people. So they're big. They're limousine size. They're probably 30 feet long. Maybe bigger.
It's a cool canoe.
But yeah, they're still canoes.
See, that's the kind of canoe I'd go on with you.
And they're not sails, they're rowboats.
You can't row across the Atlantic.
Yeah, okay, you can't row across the Atlantic Ocean.
That sounds a lot more realistic to me now. Because I was going to say, you could, it would just take you forever, but you could ride a boat across the Atlantic Ocean.
It might not take you forever. It took Columbus 5 weeks.
Exactly.
He was going from the Canary Islands, which is basically Senegal, West Africa, thereabouts. Exactly. And, he didn't even get to the mainland Americas. Those guys, if they set out with 3,000 boats, one of them probably would have... If they set out with 3,000 boats like Columbus set out with 3, they probably would have... Someone would have hit somewhere in the Americas.
Exactly. That's why I'm having a hard time believing that they didn't make it.
I'm not making any definitive answers, but it seems to me like they set out with fucking war canoes on the goddamn ocean.
What? How far could you get?
That's what I'm trying... That's my next... Well, it's not a rowboat, it's a canoe. But my next... A boat that is rowed, a paddle boat, yeah. I don't know. My next endeavor is finding out, because some people do canoe or kayak across the ocean.
No.
They're like these, yeah, like one like 16-year-old got rescued by some like the Australian Coast Guard because they tried and failed.
Wow.
But you hear people like the Amelia Earharts of the 21st century, you know, Amelia Earhart or Charles Lindbergh,
Sure,
flew across, you know, the Atlantic solo, and our equivalent of that is someone kayaks the same route. So,
right.
but so people can do it. So my next step is trying to find out how long and how difficult it is to get across the ocean in a boat like that. What the likelihood is that you'll fail, what likelihood is you'll be able to do it without like modern GPS or you know, stuff like that. So that's the next, once I more definitively nailed down what type of boats they had, finding out the likelihood that those boats could have made it across an ocean without knowing where they were going.
It's so funny that like
they probably, I mean, they were in rowboats. They got out to the open ocean. They probably rowed in circles for 3 days, and a big swell knocked them sideways.
I don't know. I think it's funny that the second that things go into quarantine, you're like,
well,
I need to find the answer to this
I
like
must
unsolved mystery.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cute.
I guess
It's interesting, and it's very
going down quite the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
From what I've seen too, most of these, the reason why a lot of these boats no longer are surviving is because they only last a few years, because they're mostly made of like wood and very, very, very thin, not bark so much, but like tree stumps, and again, they're like dugouts, so the boats aren't very strong, so I don't think they would have survived on the open ocean. But then I'm reading some accounts of some of these people off the Gold Coast, maybe not necessarily, in like the 14, 15, 1600s, some French, John Barreau, I think, some French explorers, when you search his name, the first thing that comes up is why you can't trust him as a historical source, so God knows.
Oh, God.
But he said that some of these guys, in their canoes, they'll paddle out like 5 leagues out to meet their boats, and a French league before the French Revolution, which this would have been, it's changed after the French Revolution for reasons that I don't know, but before that it would have been like about 2.5 miles, so they would have been paddling out like 12 miles, which isn't, you know, transcontinental, but that you'd think is open ocean at that point. So if they can survive, so I don't know. So it's, and they said, oh yeah, they were clearly very comfortable. And what do you mean?
Like I mean, if you say that like people can do it now, like I would definitely believe that you could, especially with that many people. Like you could just take turns.
Yeah, it's just I don't know how they would survive storms or how they would communicate with each.
I don't know enough about.
Anyway, it'll quickly turn this podcast into me talking about nothing but this for the next 20 minutes.
I also want to apologize for yesterday, because I feel like it was really late at night and I seemed a lot more uninterested than I was.
You were okay. You were fine.
I was just really quiet, and
it was fine. You were fine.
You're fine.
Thank you. You're sweet. So anyway, what I was gonna do is I was bringing a new bit to the show called Devil's Advocate, wherein we
I love it.
Try to already on board, wherein we try to take and argue for the stance of an unpopular opinion.
That's a good idea.
First one that came to mind, just because it's one that I very firmly believe, is that The Fifth Element is a piece of garbage movie and belongs in the trash heap.
Wait, so I have a question. Are we supposed to both have the same opinion, or are we genuinely arguing it with each other? Like one of us picks one opinion and one of us picks another. I
don't think it's very interesting if we agree with each other.
Well, we could say like, oh, The Fifth Element is garbage, let us tell you why, and we could both just kind of riff on that.
Well, which would you like to do?
Well, in this situation, obviously, I think The Fifth Element is a masterpiece.
Ugh, it's so stupid.
Also, just like as in a quick aside, do you hear, like every time I move, like I want to like get down or like move, like our couch has just become a snack area, and like for podcasting, I can barely even move because I'm just covered in snacks.
I only see one snack. I just see your...
There's snack.
Okay, that's not on the couch or a snack.
I threw my popsicle down at the beginning of this podcast. There's a lot of snacks.
You surround yourself with garbage.
It's food. It's like active food.
It's food stuffs, yeah, but it's trash.
It's supposed to just say, hey guys.
So get them off the couch.
But Robert, I'm saying that in our quarantine mess, I want them on the couch. I'm just surrounding myself with snacks because I'm just eating all day and this is my quarantine life. Also, real quick.
Yep.
I'm gonna adjust.
Oh, okay. Run to the bathroom. Back at it again. Jess, hello? They're gonna
So
think I
the
just
fifth
left
element-
you.
Huh?
They're gonna think I just left you.
I'm barely here at all, to be honest.
Took the phone and went downstairs.
Even if I didn't come back... Wait.
Good.
No.
No.
Even if I didn't come back, I still wouldn't be here. Fuck. Alright. I think The Fifth Element is an amazing movie. You want to hear why?
No.
Okay.
It's terrible. It's horrible. It's stupid. It's predictable. It's rote. The acting is weird. Chris Tucker's character's not funny. Oh, really?
Literally, all of that is wrong.
Yeah, none of it's wrong. None of it's.
my
Go
God.
rewatch it. Lilu, the woman. Wow, she. Spoiler alert, by the way, for The Fifth Element. Obviously, she ends up being the chosen one. No, the girl with the orange hair. No fucking way. Oh, she ends up being the one female character in the movie. Ends up being Bruce Willis's love interest. Didn't see that fucking one coming.
Okay, the
that
love interest part, sure, was
that
weird.
goddamn opera scene. It
I
dragged
love
on.
that.
I'm actually watching this blue alien
Gives me the
sing
chills.
opera. How?
I have it on my
It's
iTunes.
so
Like, I love it.
hack, and it's so
Wow,
long too. It's like,
literally.
oh wow, the gem is in her.
The
Wow,
whole thing.
no
they
way.
made a comparison between the blue lady and Lilu, and like as the song progressed,
I know.
starts dying.
I know.
How
They
is that?
hit you over the head with it. It's so
No, it was
fucking
so
rote
good.
and
No.
hackneyed.
No.
It's fucking shit.
Aziz light.
Yeah, no, that's a line from it. It's not interesting.
Oh come on.
You quoting lines from the movie that
Like
don't mean anything.
his
to anyone.
weird outfit. Like, didn't he have weird suspenders at some point too?
He might
She
have had
definitely did.
Well, she had sideways suspenders.
And
over
his
her
mom,
tits.
that's always like, "Meh, meh, meh." No, she had an outfit where she wore orange suspenders.
I believe
and
you.
like a tank top, I think, or
Sure.
something. Look,
I don't know.
it was an amazing fucking movie.
It wasn't amazing. It was boring and stupid. And
His relationship with his mom was funny.
dorky nerd
Chris Tucker
bullshit.
was amazing.
He was not.
Oh.
He was fine. His character was
Except for that
stupid and
weird-
annoying and not funny. It wasn't
That
funny. It
weird
wasn't funny. None of it
orgasm
was funny.
scene on the plane made me super uncomfortable as a kid. I was like, I don't know what's
Sure.
happening, and I hate it, and it made me really uncomfortable. But
Jessica doesn't believe in the female orgasm, but that's not. I think we've said
I was
that
like,
too.
what's
before on
happening?
the Pod.
Yeah, I like to deprive myself of all sense of feeling in general.
It's a
so.
stupid gay dork nerd bullshit movie.
No, it was so good.
And it's not interesting or funny or
It was so good.
particularly even well acted.
It's one of my favorites, dear reader. Please look into it. Watch it if you haven't. I mean, who hasn't seen it? But also, if you haven't,
If
do.
you've seen it and you haven't seen it recently, I'd say rewatch it, preparing to be let down.
I have like rewatched it as an adult. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. You also think that if I rewatch Star Wars, I'd hate it. So I'm not sure.
I know you. I am 100% sure you'd hate Star Wars on rewatch. I don't know if
It's
you would.
crazy. I'm not gonna do it.
That you like the Fifth Element doesn't shock me or offend me. I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I know it. But you wouldn't like Star Wars.
It was such a good movie.
I'm not saying it was good or bad.
Bruce Willis-
Oh, you mean the Fifth Element?
I'm still on that. I'm sorry.
Right,
Yeah,
no.
I can't.
It was poop. It was poop.
My dad and I both love it, and he's where
Okay,
I get all my.
I know weird
Dude,
movie
you know what
influences.
drives me fucking crazy is that I have the fucking Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the something.
Yeah. Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Literally, all I remember about that movie was that it was so good. I
Why?
can't fucking
How?
find
It's
it.
not.
I bought it at the dollar store like last year because I was like, oh man, I'm gonna use
Maybe
this,
that-
and now I want to use it. I'm like, that dollar is gonna really just
Jessica,
pay off.
Jessica, listen to me.
I can't find
Couple
it.
things. One, you shouldn't be spending money on Ben Stiller movies. Just as a general rule of thumb.
I need it. I don't know where it is.
Two, listen to me. Listen to me carefully. Two,
Can't breathe.
okay. Let's deal with that first. Okay, open your mouth.
I wonder if I gave it to my parents because
They wouldn't take it. They wouldn't take
Where
your
is this?
garbage. Listen to me. Listen to me, Jessica. Listen, over here, right here.
I'm listening.
Okay, it looks like you're having a nervous breakdown. It looks like you're having an anxiety attack instead of listening to me about the Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Look at me. Okay. You look distraught. Listen, maybe that it was at the dollar store
No.
should tip you off to the fact that it's not.
No.
Jessica, also, you can definitely get it online.
I know, but I bought it. That's the whole point. If I
So
watch it
what?
online, I'm wasting that dollar.
You did waste that dollar
And
the
the whole
second you
point-
spent it on the Secret Life of Walter
The whole
Mitty.
point of me buying it was so that I wouldn't have to find it online because it would save me a step in the process.
Jessica, you could have ripped the dollar up and eaten the bits.
No,
and that would have been
no.
a
Dear
more,
reader, I'm gonna do a deep dive.
would have been a more fruitful use of your dollar.
Does it count as is deep dive specifically like an informational thing? Like it doesn't count if it's like a deep dive through my apartment. That's not the way to use that phrase, right?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna do a deep look through my apartment to find Walter Mitty.
You're not gonna find it. This place is a goddamn
Shut the fuck up.
mess.
It is, but it's like slightly organized. I think I just didn't know where the fuck to put it.
It's slightly organized because you left a month ago and I cleaned everything.
Because
and then since you've been back, you've thrown it back into chaos.
The thing is that like we don't have a movie area in our house because who does anymore?
Well, because we don't have any movies.
Exactly. Like
Jessica,
our generation doesn't.
Just watch it online. Think about this. Think about it this way. Say it takes you, by some miracle, it takes you 15 minutes to find this movie instead of what would probably be either 6 hours or you'll never find it because it's in the garbage or whatever. Say it takes you 15 minutes.
Yep.
Is 15 minutes of your time worth $1? Your time is worth $4 an hour?
I don't know.
It's not. What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. It's more like you know how I get when I lose something, like it infuriates me. I know. So it's more Jessica, just like using that.
You need this is okay, but this is like losing HIV positive status.
I think it's on my desk. I think it's like literally 30 seconds. No, my downstairs desk.
Your downstairs desk is 2 by 2 feet.
I know, but there's a big pile of stuff. I'm pretty sure it would be. Look, there's like 2 places it could be. I'll check those places. Fine. If it's not there, I cry.
No, you let go of it. You realize it was only $1 and it was a waste when you bought it, and you can find it. And you can find it online, and you're gonna watch it. And Jessica, here's what's gonna happen. And good news for you. Good news, bad news. You want the good news first or the bad news first?
Good.
The good news is after you watch this movie, you're not gonna feel so bad about losing it. The bad news is it's because the movie's gonna be thoroughly mediocre.
No. Yeah. I liked it a lot. I think there were a couple quotes in it too that I was obsessed with. Also, one of the characters was a photographer, so I was like, nice.
It's a remake. You can watch the original.
Hey, dear reader, I'm gonna do a deep dive into my apartment. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna get back to you with what I think.
I mean, okay.
Devil's advocate. What else you got?
Well, I had the one, and then I thought maybe I would let you bring up one so that
all of mine are like real racy. Like my what do I have? Oh, we talked about my opinion about pedophilia already, right?
Yeah, surprisingly lukewarm.
Yeah, and then we spoke about, well, again, all of them are really bad and like really not politically correct or even remotely like okay to talk about it for normal people. So I don't even know if I should.
Okay, how about this? Now that you know that it's a bit that we're doing, think about it.
Okay.
Bring something to the next show.
And see, like, you got mad at me for...
She's not going to.
You got mad at me for rejecting all your ideas, but you know...
hit me.
That my reaction to change is always negative, and then I sit with it and think on it, and then I'm like, all right, it's not the worst idea in the world, but...
So, why don't we...
so you get a fuzzy.
Yeah, why don't we... I'll keep that in mind. Why don't we...
I already like it, though.
Give it a shot, see what happens. Maybe it'll be terrible, who knows. Let's end this bad boy with an improv story.
Oh, God.
Which you are so fond of. How about a day at the beach?
Ew. Oh, picture?
This.
Ew.
Jews.
In?
The.
Swimsuits?
Swimming.
In?
Water. Don't spit on me. Good lord.
Like, it's not... I meant to go...
Use your words to say you don't like it. No.
If you could just not shit on the
What are you, an alpaca?
Every chance you get.
I genetically am just as Jewish as you are.
Okay, so stop shitting on them.
I'll do whatever I want.
Understand. Okay. Self-hating psychopath.
Self-hating Jew, I'm a stereotype. Okay, let's really breaking the mold. Another one. How about first snowfall of the year? Okay?
Ew.
No. Picture.
Picture.
Okay.
Picture.
This.
Ew.
Disgusting.
I
hate.
This.
Kind of jump the gun on that one. The or this?
The.
Okay. Picture this. Ew, disgusting. I hate.
The.
People.
Playing.
In.
The.
Street. Stop.
It's.
Not.
Warm.
Today. Stop.
What?
Fucking.
Idiots.
The end.
These were better last time, but...
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay,
I think they were just as bad. One more?
Disappointing, sure.
How about something a little unusual? A trip to the tailor. Picture.
This.
Cloth.
Hanging?
The end.
Never been to a tailor.
No, it's cloth hangs.
All right.
You got it. See you later,
Good
pod
job.
racers.